That was our Led Zeppelin whistling intro.
All right.
Whistled by
That
me.
was awful.
That was excellent. Anyway, guys, welcome
thank you.
to the MMOs.com podcast, episode 78. And we had a wonderful new whistle this time. Couldn't find the track for the intro song, so we improvised. And I think Gumble did a great job.
Thank you.
And I'm joined with...
Altai?
Gumble.
Matt?
Shaurelia.
All right, we did it, guys. No soundtrack, but we had a better soundtrack. It came from the soul, all right? This was not like some random soundtrack we played that sounded cool. We had something organic. We had something real this time, all right, Gumby? Your passion really flowed out, all right?
I was feeling really passionate. I just hope I don't get sued now by whoever owns the rights to the ocean. But I guess we'll start right away with the weekly raid, right? Unless we have any... Nope, no? Okay,
we
here
have
we
a lot
go.
of good stuff to get to, so let's do the weekly raid.
We'll get it out of the way.
Let's get it out of the way. Let's kill it.
This weekly raid is actually a total shill for myself, but I didn't come up with it, so it's not too bad. We're talking mobile games on Steam. A lot of mobile games showing up on Steam. Most recently, that I saw at least, was World of Tanks Blitz, which is doing surprisingly well. There's about 3,000 players playing it right now. And I found that kind of shocking because the typical consensus is that mobile games are ruining Steam. But it seems a lot of people enjoy playing them on Steam. And I wonder, is it the platform itself? Do people just prefer to play games on their PC rather than their phones? I know some people don't view their phone as a gaming device. I don't play games on my phone, really. So I'm asking the roundtable, do you prefer to play mobile games on Steam?
I think it depends. I think Shadowverse did a good job, for example, because you can play both on your phone and on Steam. And, like, they have a link system, so you can link your accounts. And it's great because it's like, you know, when I'm home and, you know, I have my PC and I'm playing with you guys, I'm talking to you guys, I can play against you. But then, like, say, you know, I gotta go to the store, and, you know, you're waiting in line, you could sneak in a game, or, you know, you need to take a poop, you know?
Let's be real.
Real.
Mobile gaming is designated for the pooper, okay? That's the time I handle my mobile gaming. When I'm taking a number 2, that's when I can relax and play some mobile games. That's really the arena where I play mobile games.
It's true.
Yeah,
Well, I'm kind of racking my mind thinking of what mobile games are on Steam, and you know, I'm sure there's a few like Shadowverse,
World of Tanks Blitz, and there was that
one I play. One mobile game I played was Nimble Quest. It's basically Snake with RPG elements. Does that make sense? It's also on Steam, so I thought about it. I'm like, oh, I'm playing on my phone. I'd rather play on my computer. But guess what? It costs $5 on Steam. It's free on the phone.
Why would they do that?
That's a weird one.
Is that weird? I think it's pretty unweird where it's free on the phone, but it costs a few bucks on Steam because they think, people will pay.
But then, when I make people pay on mobile too, they're alienating their player base.
Because nobody will pay on mobile. Yeah.
The internet is literally having a shit fit right now about the fact that Super Mario Run is going to be costing $10. So, I mean, nobody wants to pay on mobile.
I don't want to pay on mobile, and I don't want to pay on... See, I feel like an asshole if I pay for a mobile game on Steam when it's free on mobile. I just feel like an asshole then. I can't live with myself if I did that.
But yeah, I mean, I would rather play them on PC. It's a matter of remembering. Like, I use my phone for, like, texting and crap, and I literally don't pick it up and think, hey, let's play a game, you know? I only think that about, like, PC, so... If I have games on my phone, it's not that I specifically don't want to play those games. It's just that I can't ever remember, hey, let's pick up the phone and play this game for 5 minutes. You know, like Mobius, I'm infinitely more likely to play now that it's on Steam than I am on the phone.
And it looks better on the Steam version too, I believe.
Yeah, much better.
I think that the best thing about the playing games on mobile is just the fact that you can play them anywhere. I mean, we have a lot of moments in our lives where we're just kind of standing there, like, have nothing to do. And this game kind of fills in that gap because, you know, if you go into, like, the DMV, right, that's, like, a dreadful thing, right? But if you have, like, you know, Shadowverse or some other
Hearthstone, whatever you play with,
then it becomes, like, okay, like, almost to, like, wait in line because you're like, you know, whatever, like, that gives me 15 minutes to, you know, catch up on whatever game I'm playing. And I feel like that's when I will play a mobile game. It's not really like I take my phone out and I'm like, I take out my phone and I'm like, I feel like playing this mobile game. Let me go sit down on my bed and play this. You know, it's never like that for me. And I know
Yeah.
it's like that for my mom too, because like my mom takes the train to work,
Mhm.
so she plays a lot of games that she normally wouldn't play. For example, like Shadowverse, she would never play that game,
Mhm.
but because she's on the train and she has nothing else to do, you know, your phone's already with you. It's not
Mhm.
like a DS that you have to like, you know, consciously take with you. So that phone is like something that's, you know, part of your life already. So you take it and it's already there.
That's fair. I think for me, I think the key is Shadowverse works for me because I play it on PC. The key is for me, I have to want to play it on PC already, and having the mobile extension is great. So I think it works if you know, like I think World of Tanks Blitz is going to work really well because you can play it on your mobile device and you can play it on PC. Just having that connection on being able to play on both platforms is a huge plus. I mean, first of all,
Yeah.
World of Tanks Blitz is pretty hilarious. Just I want to say this really quick because World of Tanks Blitz is a mobile remake of a PC game that is now remade again to be on PC this time because it was just a remake. It goes in circles. It's pretty hilarious 'cause it was made to be mobile, but then it was remade to be PC off the PC version. Just a little silly.
Here's a good question. Why doesn't Steam have a whole section where they literally reach out to all the big mobile game makers, right?
Mhm.
To also be on Steam. Because, like, for example, Candy Crush. Like, there are a lot of people like us who are on the computer all day, right?
Yeah.
Who might play some of these idle games or Candy Crush games
Yeah.
on our computer. You know?
And this
So
proves the market too. This is again thousands of users on Steam alone playing a mobile game. That's huge.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see full integration between mobile and Steam, or just some extent, maybe not full. And you will be able to access those mobile games through Steam because why not? You're broadening your player base. I don't know what the cuts are. Sorry, I don't know what the cuts are for Apple or Android. Maybe that plays into it.
Gumby, you know, Steam actually has some integration that would really work for mobile games. For example, Shadowverse, I bought some packs on it, and it actually like buys through the Steam store. It's not like a separate thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Really?
so like I could actually use my Steam credits, yeah, because I sold a lot of my Counter-Strike guns, and I can just
Mhm.
straight up like buy the gems in game. When I click on buy gems, it goes to the Steam store, so I can actually like just pay for it with Steam money.
Also, a game like we showed off Tree of Savior mobile remake earlier, and it looks just like the PC version. I mean, I don't think they're going to share the same server. I mean, nothing's clear yet, but I'm pretty sure that's not going to happen. But I feel like if they did, that could also work really well because it's a game you can play. People like us who are typically more PC gamers can play on the PC, and then also when we're on the go, we get some like a little bit of grinding in. You know, like when you're at the DMV, you can get a little grinding in. For me, if it's available on both and it's a game I care about, then the mobile extension suddenly has huge value to me. But if it's just a mobile game standalone, it's hard for me to get personally invested into it. But if there's that connection with PC, I care about it. And that's why Shadowverse and card games work really well. Hearthstone and Shadowverse are both a distinct category of card games. That's why it works so well. And it could work with Tree of Savior mobile remake, assuming it does if there's a
No,
same server.
there's no chance. There's zero.
I agree.
chance.
Yeah, but the concept works because we have a game like a game like Lineage Eternal coming out soon, which promises the seamless integration. I think that could work remarkably well.
Well,
you
is
can-
it still promising the seamless integration? Because
we
I
saw that
went over the
video,
whole-
but yeah,
I went over the whole website and I haven't seen anything about the integration.
they could be
so-
backpedaling, but that could be our next topic.
But yeah, like they said, or RGJ Tav said in chat, that's what Adventure Quest is aiming for. And
Yes.
it's kind of sucks that it launched in such a like content light state because I feel like literally all they needed to do to be semi-successful compared to where they are now, especially with all the nostalgia that's behind Adventure Quest, they just needed more content, and it could have been there.
And let me show you guys something. This is kind of proof that that Steam is kind of headed in the right direction. The fact that this exists, right? Like, I know I used it a lot for Fate Grand Order.
Yeah, BlueStacks, for example. There you go. And a good
Oh, yeah,
example.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's-
this is true. Steam is going in the right direction because I've seen Shu play Fate Grand Order. I've seen some of these mobile mobile hero collecting games, and some of them they look pretty good. But the only problem is I don't want to play on my mobile device. And these
does this
emulators
have to do
are
with
so
Steam?
janky. No, because
Also, like it's laggy as hell. Like with
Yeah.
some of the games, like Fate Grand Order is like lags so hard.
a
on
lot of
it.
these games,
Okay, but what does this have to do with Steam?
it proves
No,
there's a
just
market.
It proves a market, so Steam
Yeah.
should or might do this. Okay, I think here's my prediction: Steam won't do it. I think Steam is kind of losing its
Steam.
It's Steam,
Aha!
yeah, good point.
Ah,
That was good, Matt. That was good.
Do you guys remember Steam machines from like 2 years ago?
Yes.
What happened
Yeah.
with that? The Steam OS and all that, and the Steam controller.
It didn't work. They gave up on it.
Yeah, they gave up. So when this stuff happens, I think the Microsoft Store is going to be the way to go. So Microsoft is going to kind of hammer down on like its OS, and there's going to be like okay, if you guys install Windows 10 today, there's already a few built-in apps like Twitter. There's like a Windows 10 Twitter and a Windows 10 Skype and a Candy Crush. Have you guys noticed that? There's a Candy Crush built into your Windows 10 if you do a new install.
I have Candy Crush Soda Slug installed right now. I just checked. Yeah. Search Candy Crush in your search bar. It's in there.
But you didn't know
my
that, till now,
God.
right?
I didn't know that.
I
No.
didn't know that. No.
Yeah. Okay.
Holy
so
shit, I'm playing Candy Crush.
Me too. I'm playing Candy Crush right now while we
Alright,
speak.
Let's do it.
Oh my
me
God.
too.
Okay. So here's the cool thing. So right now they're not really pushing that, right? But it's there, and they can push it because they own the OS. So I think it's gonna be Microsoft who kind of.
Right. Here's the problem though. It uses the default settings on the speaker, so I can't mute it, so I have to close it. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Right. Okay. Whatever.
Yeah,
you can't
you-
stream
yeah,
it, right?
yeah.
Yeah. But you get the point. Like, I think
Yeah.
it's gonna be Windows and Microsoft to push mobile onto PC, if that makes sense.
And you can actually already play games like Order and Chaos 2, which is like a mobile MMORPG on the Windows Store without having to download. It's a mobile game, but it works on the Windows Store. There's a handful of games that already work that way, which is pretty
Okay,
cool.
here's the thing that people don't really process though, and I know they've seen it, but they don't process it. Microsoft is in the position to merge PC and mobile because of the Universal Windows platform. In fact,
Yep.
even before World of Tanks Blitz was on Steam, a PC version already existed because of the Universal Windows platform. Because they had it out on Windows Phone or like Windows RT or something,
Mhm.
and it worked automatically on Windows 10 through the Universal Windows platform.
That's awesome. I mean, yeah, they could do it. I mean, I think we'll move that direction too.
And they're not gonna do it because they're so smart. They're gonna do it because for whatever reason, it seems like Steam kind of dropped the ball recently with new stuff. Whether it's in, like I said, Steam OS, Steam controller, Steam machines, they just can't cut it apparently. So,
But
That's a good point.
for me to get excited though, I want to see more games like if we ever see the true integration of Lineage Eternal, because again, the video from earlier, you see this guy playing on his mobile device and on the PC the same exact game. That could work really well because as primarily a PC gamer, I feel more invested if I'm playing the same game on my mobile.
And just before we move on, here's the thing I think about Steam, right? This is going to be a really unpopular opinion, but I'm of the mind that Steam just got lucky. But everything they've tried to do in terms of like new initiatives since has failed, which kind of proves that they just kind of got lucky. They're not really like that paragon of PC gaming that everybody thinks they are.
Well, they got the
Steam
timing
is
right.
super arrogant. They're super arrogant. They thought they could launch an OS and a hardware and stuff. And how many employees do they have? Like a few hundred, right? Total?
Yeah, barely.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, like Microsoft probably has thousands of people dedicated to just their OS, right?
But it's not
Tens of
always how
thousands.
many you have. It's not always.
I know. But the point is, you can't just have like 100 guys doing, Steam,
360. There's total exactly 360. The number was updated earlier this year due to a lawsuit that came out.
360 and that's for all of Steam,
All
all
of
their
Steam.
first-party games,
Yeah.
help, their first-party development stuff,
Mhm.
and all their experimental stuff. Like, come on, you can't do that. So they're kind of reaching.
I think Steam got lucky with the timing. They were at the right place at the right time, and they established themselves as the marketplace for these games. And I think luck is more important than like business acumen or skill in many aspects of life. So I mean, they did get lucky to quite a degree. All right,
True that.
I do want to talk about Lineage Eternal because that's a big game. We just got big news for that though. But however, there's something I have to bring up first. All right, and we dropped the ball a little bit last month. All right, guys. Last month was Bullying Awareness Month. All right. Did you guys know that?
I did
Bullying
not.
awareness.
I was not aware, but I am the bully, so.
I've never bullied anyone in my entire life.
All right. See, and as gamers, there's always a constant complaining about online bullying. All right. So the MMOs.com team did you guys a solid. All right. We hired the world's best sociologists. All right. The best researchers on behavioral therapy, and we figured out how to solve online bullying. All right. I see Matt facepalming over there, but we have a excellent video to show you how we definitively solved online bullying. All right. This is years of research, science, the world's best, and you guys will see. This is a podcast exclusive right now. All right, this video shows you exactly how to tackle this very serious issue. All right. Let me make sure you guys can see it. All right, you can see in the podcast. It's only like 10 seconds long. Don't worry. Oh, there's a bully right there, guys. There's a bully. How do we handle this? Here's how we approach it. Hold on. Hold on. What? And looks like the problem is solved. There it is. They are now blacklisted. You right-click, you ignore them. And we just solved bullying on the internet forever on video games. I'm waiting for my Nobel Prize. What do you guys think?
I think you're welcome.
I think I deserve a Nobel Prize for just figuring this out, you know? I mean, it wasn't obvious because everyone's always complaining about online bullying in video games. Maybe they weren't aware of this feature that's built into like 99.9% of games. But, you know, you do have that option to right-click, ignore people.
What the fuck is going on in chat there?
Did anyone pick up the A+ fucking insult there, though?
I saw it. Yeah, that was good.
This was Shu's insult she dropped. It's quite good.
Yeah, we have seen people. We have seen people. They get very upset. I mean, we all know people. I have friends who they get very upset when somebody, even for dumb things like sending them emoticons during or emotes during a Hearthstone match, and they really take it the wrong way. And it's very easy to, when you have the controls, to just ignore the person. And it seems like we forget about these things. It seems like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words hurt even when you're grown. And that's a ridiculous idea.
And
go ahead.
I was even more empowered to just talk about that really quick because I got an email earlier, I think 2 days ago, from somebody saying like, greetings MMOs.com team. I have compiled all this video evidence on I'll tell you this, I didn't tell you about this, but I got all this video evidence and screenshots about these mean players in Albion Online. They're saying racist and xenophobic things to me. And like the developers aren't banning them. Help! Like this is such a big story. You guys have to break it. I'm like, oh my God. And I just replied that I'm not really interested. You should just block them. You know, he's like, no, but they're doing all this and this. We have video evidence. I'm like, are the developers doing it? No, the people in the game are doing it. I'm like, oh.
Okay, but I stopped about halfway through that email when you sent it over because the guy literally just goes, our guys were saying we're gonna beat the shit out of you in real life, and I'm like, okay, that's exponentially worse than anything you just said.
He was saying that stuff's okay, you know. If somebody threatens to beat you up in real life, that's okay. But as soon as you start being racist on the internet, that's when he cuts. That's when he draws the line.
Wait. The guy who was complaining about being bullied said, "I'm gonna beat you up in real life."
No. He said it's okay for people to say I'm gonna beat you up in real life, but it's not okay to be racist or xenophobic. Regardless, I don't really care. If somebody says mean things, I should forward that man my video, all right? And maybe he will learn how to deal with internet bullies the way I showed the world, all right?
I believe everyone has the right to voice their opinion and talk shit, but you also, you know, you reserve the right to ban them.
Yeah.
From your own reality. You know?
Yeah. I mean, obviously, if they want to create Albion Online developers want to create an atmosphere with, you know, less toxicity, they can ban whoever they want, whatever. But the point is, at that point, you just block the people, problem solved, move on. Donezo, figured it out.
You know what though? To add an addendum, is that the right word?
Okay.
I want to say there are people out there who do have extreme sensitivity, but they are nowhere near as pervasive as certain communities have made them seem. I think those people need help beyond the world of gaming and whatnot. Maybe they need to talk to someone or something. But I would say, for the most part, listen, to survive in life, you gotta have a bit of a thick skin. And that's the truth of the matter. So it's okay. If someone calls you a name, it's okay to just ignore it and not respond. And we do see, look, next time you go on YouTube, you make a YouTube video and someone says you fucking suck or something, just don't reply.
Yeah.
It's very easy, right?
Yeah, that's all you gotta do.
It's tempting, I know. It's very tempting. I've written essays.
Gumby has
to people. But then again, there are certain lines that I don't like crossed.
I mean, in my own experience, it just makes you a target to reply. Like if you actually just joke along with them, those people they tend to just get bored. And they just,
Sure, yeah.
Like I've dealt with that a lot, right? Like in my work, and at first I used to cry. I'm not even joking. I used to cry. I used to, you know, come home from work and I'd cry. Yeah, I used to be really like upset about it. And then one day it just dawned on me that like, wait a minute, like it doesn't fucking matter. Like, what do I care? You know, so.
Yeah.
So and that's when Dark Shirley was born. but pretty much like, you know, it's just don't worry about it. You know, the more you say like, oh, like, you know, you respond to them, the more it just gets them hard. You know, they're just gonna want to do it more. But if you just leave them alone, then they'll just stop. They'll get bored. They'll move on to somebody that's an easier target. They don't got time to waste on that shit.
All right. So what are the odds I get a Nobel Peace Prize on this? I feel like my odds are pretty slim.
Probably low.
Really?
Here's another
Well,
point.
since Bob Dylan got a Nobel in literature, maybe you'll get one in literature. You know, they just hand them out to anybody now.
There you go.
So
See,
I think
but how are they going to hand that out to Bob Dylan? How do we know what he's saying?
that's good. The Altais didn't get that one.
Nope.
No.
Well, let's
I
move
have a
on.
question.
Go ahead.
No, quick question.
Okay.
So if you get I've gotten muted before in Dota 2, right? For verbal abuse,
Mhm.
right? So if I can get banned for verbal abuse, they should just take the mute feature out of the game, because clearly these guys don't know it exists, right? Because that's why they can't mute me. They got to ban me, right?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't think you should be able to get banned for verbal abuse, personally.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you can get punished for saying stuff in the game, that game should take out the mute feature, right?
My favorite thing is those assholes that are like, I'm gonna mute you, like you're muted, and then like you talk some more shit like later down the line, and then they respond to you.
Yeah.
Like, dude, don't be a pussy. If you're gonna mute, then mute.
Yeah.
The best thing
Fuck
is
up.
people stay muted, but you know they didn't mute.
Yeah, you know it. You know it in your bones.
Yeah, you say something to somebody else, and like they respond, and you're like, "Dude, I thought you muted me." Like, and then they pretend they muted you.
They can't. All you gotta do to bait them is start blaming them,
And they'll
blaming
jump right
them
back in.
to the rest of your team,
Mhm.
and then
Yeah.
how dumb you feel though if you're that person, though, right? Just,
Mhm.
oh, you're muted, and then my favorite is I'm leaving the game. That's my favorite. I'm AFK, and then they don't do it.
Oh, my favorite, when somebody threatens AFK, like, if you do that again, I'm going to AFK. And I love when they say that, because I'll do it again, or if it happens again, I'll be like, bro, why do you AFK, huh, asshole? You said you're going to AFK, you idiot. Huh? I'm waiting for you to AFK, huh? You're not doing it? What, you pussy? And then they never AFK because they don't want to get banned, right? But they threaten AFK, I'm gonna rub in their face that they're little bitches if they don't actually AFK on me. All right? I don't care about losing. All right? I want them to AFK so they get banned. I don't care about winning. But that's just
You heard
me
it here
online.
first, folks. Remo's a bully.
How am I a bully?
What a bully.
All right. We off the bullying topic, because that was last month. Okay, we dropped the ball. Last month was bullying awareness month, and today's pro-bullying month. I guess I don't know. All right, we had some pretty huge news this week about Revelation. I keep saying Revelation instead of Lineage.
Can you stop saying Revelation Online,
I'm
please?
sorry. Lineage Eternal. I know Matt put up the news for it. A lot of details about it. So Matt, do you want to take that?
Okay, so the biggest thing about Lineage Eternal that you guys need to know
Okay.
right now, you're going to control 4 characters, not just one.
Granada spot all over again.
Yeah.
But wait, you actually only control directly one at a time, but the rest of them follow you around, and you can switch between them with F1 through F4. If all the stuff that I've seen all comes together and makes sense. Now, what other sites don't seem to have caught on to, the website says that you collect them. You collect them, and you assemble teams, and it's called an Eternal team, and that's your team.
Mhm.
And I'm sitting here like, okay, this could work, but it could not work. It really depends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gonna depend. And like your team has a specific level independent of each of the Eternals, because they're called Eternals for whatever reason. I think it's supposed to be like Immortals.
Mhm.
But they have an independent team, and you get like different benefits based on your team level. You get team character points that it's unclear, but like there are customization options that allow you to express yourselves in battle somehow. I don't know if it's like emotes or like you get a giant flaming sword that's like green or something, but they'll be able to be spent on something that customizes your character. You're going to be able to augment your skills through jewelry. And then it goes on and on about the different types of dungeons and local missions. And you guys should just, like, read that instead of have me explain it to you.
Also, Matt, you're getting a little ahead of yourself. You missed the most important thing. The closed beta for the game begins on November 30th in South Korea.
Nobody cares about that.
That's the most important thing, that we know the game's closed beta is actually starting now, okay? We have a definitive date for closed beta for Lineage Eternal, a game that was hyped for a while.
You said yourself it's not closed beta because it's not here.
Yeah,
but it's not launched because it's not here.
I agree. However, it does show that it's making progress towards release. You know, it's a milestone, you know? Even though it's not out in America, it's a milestone for us.
I need to sign up for it. I do need to sign up.
What do you guys think are the odds that they follow through with their initial statement of worldwide release at the same time?
They didn't make that promise. They didn't actually make that promise. It was a rumor.
Really?
The answer's no.
Chris Ward, they said that.
Yeah, it was a rumor.
Oh, who starts a rumor like that? I mean, if you want to start a rumor, start like a better rumor than that.
That's
Hold
just
on.
a rude rumor.
Hold on. I have Engadget saying NCSoft promises simultaneous global release for Lineage Eternal.
Yeah, but what's the source?
Okay, NCSoft has today announced. Let's see. Do they have a source? Steparo has translated all of G-Star 2014 documents relating to the game. It confirms that it is indeed an open world MMO.
2 years ago.
Give me a break. That shit. Those.
Well,
promises
obviously
break
this
at the
is
new year.
G-Star 2014. I know this game's been in. That's why it's been in hype for such a long time.
How long has this been in development?
Forever. We started hearing G-Star videos in 2014. Forever.
I don't. It's not getting an international release at the same time. It might not even get an international release.
So
that's my prediction.
No, it's gonna get. I think it's definitely gonna get an international release.
It's very pretty looking.
Yeah.
The images.
But so do you think it's fine? Not only that, do you think the mobile aspect is actually going to happen? Because remember, the whole cloud support of Play Anywhere.
They haven't mentioned it at all. It's dead.
The last time they mentioned it was in 2014 at G-Star, and this looks amazing. But this is obviously bullshit.
Here's the question: which G-Star was Lineage Eternal first revealed? Do you guys know?
2014, no?
No, that was when these gameplay videos came out. So
Dumbo says 2014.
I
What do you
say,
guys say?
Oh, you know the answer. Oh,
I'll say
okay.
2012 because at least 2 years before.
Oh
these
God,
gameplay
no
videos
way.
came out.
What? Anyone else? Guesses? 3, 2, 1.
2011.
Oh
2011.
my God.
2011. Holy crap!
This game has been. It's 5 years in the works, boys.
Do you know what's funny?
It's longer than that. It's got to be at least like 6.
Oh yeah. Yesterday revealed 2011, and they probably had something to
Probably
show.
7. Probably 7.
Is NCSoft going to be at G-Star, or will we miss seeing any Lineage Eternal coverage at G-Star this year?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be at G-Star. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure I saw it's going to be at G-Star.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big game. I think for sure we're going to get a Western release. I don't know why, Matt, you think otherwise. If you spend that much money and time on a game, I mean, the localization aspect is going to be, I feel like, is a small part of the entire project cost.
Okay, but here's the thing. It's a sequel to Lineage, whereas Lineage 2 was a prequel to Lineage, but Lineage failed.
But who cares about
Lineage
the story
2
stuff?
didn't fail.
The prequel bits don't even matter because the story is not what's going to sell the game. I mean, maybe.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
because it's an actual sequel to Lineage, they're going to think, oh, well, Lineage failed, so we're just not going to bring it. That's what I was saying.
But they kept Lineage running in North America and in the West for a while. I mean, it didn't shut down right away. So maybe they made some money off it. Who knows? But yeah, I mean.
But yeah, no, there's no confirmed
Western
release beyond one guy maybe saying something at G-Star.
I believe. I think a lot of NCSoft's big games have Western releases. You have Guild Wars 2, Aeon, Lineage 2, Blade and Soul, even Lineage 1. They all came out. I think every big franchise from NCSoft has tried a Western release, and they'll keep it going with this. I'm optimistic. And people are saying they might die immediately because too much hype for Lost Ark. Honestly, I'm curious about both. We'll see which one wins out. They're both going for that ARPG kind of look and feel.
Well, at least we have news about Lineage Eternal. Lost Ark has become become a symbol of something that's never releasing at this point. I mean,
was there?
They had a closed beta.
Yeah,
they did.
Beta.
Yeah.
Oh, they did have a closed beta.
Yeah.
Okay,
What are you
but
talking about?
betas before.
All right.
They're working on the next one. They just go silent in between big announcements.
I'm holding all reservations on Lost Ark. I think that's one of those games to be cautious of. Everyone keeps talking about it. I don't trust it. I gotta play it.
I just think it's gonna be another ARPG, and people are gonna be like, "Why was I so hyped for this?"
Lost Ark CBT was in August of 2016, and we haven't really heard too much since.
I'm gonna get on that next CBT.
I'm still looking forward to play. I mean, it was playable. People did play it in the closed beta, so that's
true.
So when a game comes out of closed beta that people can actually play, it gives me some hope that the game will come out.
You can't guarantee that. Actually, you can buy Lost Ark closed beta accounts, but they don't guarantee that you're gonna get out. It's just kind of you buy it for the chance because they sign up for you.
I see.
I just want to know when WildStar is gonna die.
Oh, sure. I'm glad you brought that up because
So that's a good segue.
That's a really good segue.
that is such a great
Right?
segue because we actually have a good
I
piece
was
on
setting
that.
you up.
Thanks. Let me see if I can find it now. Oh god, here we go. We have NCSoft reports their Q3 2016 earnings, and let's talk numbers. Let's talk numbers, boys. Look at this data right here. Let's bring this up in a new tab. Basically, all the NCSoft IPs. Every time NCSoft reports their earnings, they break it down by IP. Lineage is slightly down quarter over quarter. Looks to be up year over year. You can see all their games, what the trends are. Everything is pretty steady. Year over year, I think almost everything is up. But if you look at WildStar, the sales have crumbled 50% quarter over quarter. It's down 50%. That's insane.
When did they go on? When did they go free? Was that
Right there with the big jump right here. This is the quarter that they went free to play.
2016 one?
I believe that should be the.
Wait,
this-
is this in?
No, quarter two 2015. I thought.
Yeah, 2015 is when they went free.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Two.
We played it last year.
This was a Steam launch then. This jump was a Steam launch.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. When it went free to play, it got a big jump, and then it fell, and we got to do something, and they launched a Steam, and they had a pretty big following on Steam for a while. Even the Steam numbers aren't very good anymore, and then they fell again. Unless they can pull another rabbit out of their hat to keep the numbers going up, I think they're going to be doomed. The Steam numbers are not generous for the game. And I think
man,
yeah.
Lineage is where it's at. Look at that stability.
Yeah, Lineage is
I
the
invest-
moneymaker. Lineage brings in all the money for NCSoft.
These numbers that we're seeing are in Korean won, which
Yeah.
means nothing to most people. But
Yeah.
to put it in some perspective, WildStar made less than $1 million in revenue in this quarter.
Yeah, for the record, every billion Korean won, every 1,000 units you see on the screen is equal to 850 grand. So they made about 900 grand in a full 3 months. Okay,
Wait,
in
that's not even profit. That's like
that's
No,
revenue.
revenue.
This is just revenue.
Oh.
They made $900,000 revenue, and that's 300 grand a month for a game that employs people. There's zero chance of profitability.
That's pretty bad.
It's kind of sad though, because like having played WildStar again, it really didn't like it was a victim of a lot of problems all at once, and it just got a bad rap. It's not as bad of a game as everybody like makes it out to be.
But whether it's a bad game or not is
No,
not
I
necessarily
know,
what determines.
I know that.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
just
yeah,
saying,
alright, yeah.
It's just depressing. That's all
It-
I'm saying, because it's a genuinely decent game that's
Mhm.
doing a lot worse than a lot of much more terrible games.
That's okay. That's well put. Yeah.
In comparison, by the way, Lineage is bringing in a cool $71 million in 3Q 2016. So why should they waste their time with an 800 grand loser over here when they're making 71 million every 3 months with Lineage? I don't think the future looks bright for WildStar. Maybe you can find a home in a private server community. I'm hoping it does. I never like seeing games shut down, especially just Western games that's been spent huge money in making them. So hopefully it'll survive at least through private servers if it does shut down. There's no word on any shutdown just yet. That's just speculation. But with the numbers the way they are, there's no way the game is making money. Predictions, Shu? Predictions when it's going to shut down?
You see how these-
Yeah,
that's why
she says I.
disagree.
She disagrees. She can't wait for it to shut down. You just want to see it bleed and squeal.
I just don't like it.
Predictions on shutdown announcements. Let's put it down. I want to write down
All
who's
right.
closest. All right, I got the dates ready. I'm gonna write it down.
Well, I mean, if you look at this
Okay, so
trend, right?
Yeah.
I'd love to say that it won't shut down, right? Because I'd love to say that the original developers are going to take over or
Not gonna
something.
happen.
And... No, it's not going to happen. Do you
Okay.
know why?
Hmm.
Because Richard Garriott allegedly fought for quite some time to get the Tabula Rasa IP back from NCSoft.
It didn't happen.
Anything that gets published by NCSoft is just gone when it's gone. They take control of that shit. It's just
All right, I want some
I
dates.
don't-
I want some dates. Okay, I'm gonna say we're gonna hear an announcement for shutdown by February.
I was
no.
gonna say March.
Their next earnings release, so it's gonna be today's November, December, February is fine. Late February.
Are we
August
using
of next year.
I say
Are
at
we
least
using-
12 months.
Price
August
is
is-
Right rules or
Price is Right rules.
tomorrow?
Come on. Fine. Shu says tomorrow, November 16th.
I'm gonna say August next year.
Okay, Matt's got August.
Do you want an exact
27th.
day or do you care?
No, August is fine. Altai?
I say at least 12 months from now. So
So
I'll say January of next year.
So January 2018? That's generous, Altai, but all right.
17? 17?
Look, 17 is like in 3 months, buddy. In like 2 months. You think it'll shut down in 2 months?
Yeah, 18.
Okay,
yeah,
18 it
18
is.
then.
We
18.
Gumby.
do it February and March.
I said February of 2017. So, and then, like, I want these announcement dates, okay? Announcement dates. Not actual server shutdown. When it should be announced that it's going to shut down.
Right.
For the record. Okay.
I'll say April.
April 2017. All right, the dates are in. I think I am the. I mean, Shu's obviously the most pessimistic, but unrealistically pessimistic. But in before they announce it tomorrow, that'd be Shu. You would have such clairvoyance if they shut.
Shirley is not being pessimistic. She's being biased against it. That's different.
She's hating. She's twisting the blade.
The payout should be huge if they
All right.
they
Well,
announce it tomorrow.
we got the numbers in. All right, we got the numbers in. We'll see who pans out. And a quick look at the previous guesses. Apparently, I still say Overwatch will be free to play within a year, and I still have plenty of time for that. Battleborn, I said 6 months back in September, so I still have a lot of time for that. I think both those bets I have a good shot in.
Wow, it's been 2 months. Damn.
Yeah, it's only been 2 months. I still have most of my bet left for Battleborn. All right, so there's a chance for that one to go free to play still. And actually, talking about free to play, Overwatch's gonna have a free to play weekend. So, bada bing. That doesn't mean anything
is
just
Elder
yet.
Scrolls. So
I
is
know.
Elder Scrolls this
All right.
weekend.
They're all gearing up for the holiday season.
Yeah, but do you think making free to play is? No, it's not gonna go free to play yet. But,
now, so you buy it in December.
yeah, I guess they want you to try it and get hooked.
I think Elder Scrolls, it's more like they just put out one Tamriel and they want everybody to like see how much it's changed since the beta or whatever, or the last time it was free.
And somebody's saying 2K is stupid to go free to play. Actually, wasn't there an event for Battleborn where they tried to rescue the game? Gumby, what was the spiel with that?
This past weekend, some of the members of the Reddit community, veterans, organized a Battleborn weekend to try and hype up the game to bring new players in and veterans back. And the game, it did reach a new high in terms of player base. And actually 2K kicked in and they added a whole bunch of bonuses. All of the heroes were unlocked. All the maps were available. But the game wasn't free. You still had to purchase to play. So I think what happened was a lot of veterans went back to the game. But if you look at the Steam charts, it peaked at about 600 over the weekend.
712.
And it's now back at 177 as of 28 minutes ago. So I think if 2K had maybe organized with them, if they had organized it a bit better, maybe took more time, were able to set up a free weekend, you might see those numbers a little higher.
Has Battleborn done a free weekend yet?
I don't remember. I don't think so.
I don't either.
I think free weekends are very powerful ways of getting your game out there and converting sales. And I think they really should do a free weekend, generate some interest. And that should have happened along with this past weekend. I don't know what the rules are between Steam and the developer in that sense, or publisher. But
at this point, what do they have to lose? There's literally nothing left to lose. You have no players in the game anyway. I mean, your pride is already gone for the game, all right? There's nothing left. There's no hope left. Just at least do a free weekend and get people interested. If they like the game, they'll spend money. It just seems crazy they haven't done it.
They're crazy.
They do have interesting characters, so I mean.
All right. Also, you guys want we have talked in the past about mismanaged games, and this is a situation I want to say. Okay, look, Battleborn may not be the greatest thing since sliced bread, right? But I think this is being
was a solid game.
This is being unbelievably mismanaged. Okay, it's still a $60 game. Like, you know, say what you will about the game, but I mean, they put a lot of effort into. There's something here, right? And I think it's being mismanaged to see the numbers the way they are.
Yeah, why pay $60 for Battleborn when all your competitors, whether it's Smite, League, Dota,
Heroes of the Storm,
are all free to play?
Yeah.
So there's no excuse.
I got the business model of launching with $60, you know, and then getting all that money, and then you can make it free to play. Like, all right, just take that money and the BJK and go free to play, and give everybody like a nice something in the game to make up for it. But it is truly being mismanaged, and I hate saying mismanaged to blame a game's failure, but this time I say it's mismanaged.
Oh, Mayor, this is the company run by the guy that insisted that Duke Nukem Forever was good. Of course it's being mismanaged.
Is that Randy Pitchford?
Yeah.
He said back in September, we have some unannounced plans to do a trial version of the game that would be free and from which retail would be purchased along with DLC, but that never happened.
Yeah.
And
that was plans.
Yeah,
This was in
plans.
response. This was in response to the rumors, I believe Kotaku put it out
Mhm.
that Battleborn was going free to play, which I think they stole from us.
I think we started
But,
those rumors. I think we started those rumors first. All right.
I I think so.
By the way, this is how rumors start. We just make shit up, and other sites pick up on it. Right.
The
That's how rumors
secret's out of
start.
the bag.
Never trust
But,
rumors, guys. Never
don't trust
trust
rumors,
rumors.
no,
They're
it's true.
always bullshit. Including our
Battleborn?
rumors. They're always bullshit too. Just throw that out
Battleborn is
there.
half the players as WildStar right now on Steam.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring up a really good bullshit rumor.
Yeah.
I love bullshit rumors.
Is it from MMOs.com?
Nope. Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Do you guys remember this? Right there?
I'm very excited. Where is it?
Link on. Oh, you put on there. Oh yeah. Rumor. Blizzard reporting StarCraft HD.
Oh yeah. That didn't
Everybody
happen.
hyped. Nope.
All right, you guys want to talk about more rumors? I got some great rumors over here. Look at this, the original Battleborn free-to-play rumor from Polygon. It came out on September 29th. Do you know who beat into that rumor? Do you know who beat into that rumor? MMOs.com, all right? We made it up before they did, all right? I even said this, we even said this week. But we were wrong.
We were wrong. I think at this point, I think you guys are right. I mean, they need to do something. This isn't working.
Nope.
I do think there's that management, it's arrogance and pride that's doing this. And I think that does. Remember, it's humans that run these things, and
Wait,
this
we're
is
still
victims of
talking
their
about
emotions.
Battleborn? We're still talking about Battleborn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
I don't think the game is even that bad.
No, I liked it.
If it was free to play, it had a chance.
Played it.
The only thing that they're victims of is Randy Pitchford. I'm insisting.
Yeah. Would you call him out? Like, would you?
I think he
would you
just
let him
did.
one
Yeah.
Yo,
on that?
come on the MMOs.com podcast. We'll talk some shit, all right? Let's get him on.
Apparently, people
1v1
just don't like
match.
to talk shit, though.
Yeah,
That guy he irks me after the whole Duke Nukem Forever thing. I played it, and it is a game that, for whatever reason, even after Gearbox cleaned it up, after making multiple successful shooters, right?
Mhm.
The aiming was sluggish and unresponsive. It was in a shooter engine. How do you fuck that up? And then say it's good? Like, what?
What was that game's Metacritic score anyway? I thought, oh, it's pretty bad. I thought it did decent, but no, it's at a 54. It's pretty bad.
No, I don't trust that guy.
Well, speaking of trust, all right, sometimes you may not always want to trust some of the top lists you see on the internet, because we actually received the email earlier from Nexon, and they said, hey, you guys should do a top list for the best games, right, for the year. We're going to do one anyway, right?
Best game.
The top 10 games or whatever, right? Why don't we give you some suggestions, you know? Can you guess what games Nexon suggested for
I
their
can't wait. Was it their own games?
It was entirely their own games. Wow, hey look. Hi Omer, the end of 2016 is on the horizon. We want to make sure you and your team have Nexon America's 2016 lineup, blah blah blah, in mind for the best of game of the year in the works. Here's some suggestions. Lawbreakers, clearly should be game of the year. Best shooter, and best developer. The
Did you
game's not
see
even out
now?
yet. How can we give it game of the year? And how are they the best developer?
What
Where
is
they
this
come?
game?
Lawbreakers.
Oh,
They want to say Lawbreakers the best developer, and the best shooter, and the best game of the year. Oh, Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex. At least the game is out, you know? Best PC game? Really? If I think best PC games, I'm sorry. Ghost in the Shell, Standalone Complex does not even appear on that list. Come on. Best competitive multiplayer game. Best free-to-play / evolving. What is an evolving game? What does this even mean?
MMOs, games that change over the years.
But every game has patches.
Nobody uses the term evolving game.
Evolving game is a bullshit
I'm just-
term.
That doesn't mean
You
anything.
asked what it means.
Guys, are you guys
give me
surprised?
shit.
Nexon said they're the best publisher and developer. You know, this is, this is the one to go with. Best publisher and developer. Clearly, Nexon.
I don't understand This is so forward. What the fuck were they thinking? This is ridiculous.
Rise of Icarus, best new IP, best graphics, visuals, and art direction. Come on, like at least okay, you could just, I don't know, best visuals and art direction. Come on, Nexon.
That's not even a category for us.
I don't think these games are gonna make our top 10 list, but only game that's a chance of making the list would be Rise of Icarus, and
We actually put Riders of Icarus on our best free-to-play Steam games.
Yes.
List. So it did make
a list.
best list. A list. Yeah. We should do a listicle called a list, and we'll just list this stuff. We'll say here's a list of stuff.
But like best graphics, come on, let's be real. There's so many games that have better graphics.
No, absolutely not.
But
Didn't
it just,
Black Desert come out in 2016 or was that
Yeah.
2015?
well, it came out in Korea before
What's
then.
up for best graphics?
Oh, Ride of Icarus, of course.
Oh no.
No, of course. And best art direction and best
We still
visuals.
I
need
mean,
the best
it
Chinese
has-
clone.
Okay, here's what Riders of Icarus has: the most bloom, and the most like special effects that take over your entire screen, and the most motion blur.
Those
It
are all
literally
very
blurs
important
half
things.
your
Who doesn't
screen.
love motion blur?
I love motion blur.
I feel sick.
It blurs half your screen whenever you have like one of those nice flying mounts with all the like glowy shit. Literally blurs half your screen, and I know this because I had one during the press tour.
I mean, honestly, obviously the best game of the year is going to Blade of Queens. I did a first look for it earlier. 100% getting best game of the year. Look at this wonderful screen. How could you not vote for this game where the boobs are animated and nothing else is? This Chinese game is clearly getting my game of the year vote.
I really don't know what would get game. Oh my god, it just went up on Twitch.
I
That's
think
funny.
that one game, that one League of Legends game we played, I think that's definitely the game. of the
Heroes
year.
Evolved.
Heroes
Yeah.
Evolved.
Yeah.
Yo,
That actually was not a bad game. We played Sunday Funday. We played 2 games this week. Hold up. Okay, all right, I'm gonna trigger you. Sure, ready? You ready to be triggered? Okay, so I was playing it for the first time. Sean was playing for the first time, and
It's true.
I'm not sure about Matt. Okay,
Yeah,
But-
first time.
and all 3 of us who don't play League much, we said this game looks as good and looks like League of Legends, if not better.
You know what was different about it than League of Legends?
Oh my god.
I was winning. I was getting lots of kills. That was the big difference for me.
But
I don't know,
Didn't
I
it
kinda-
look just as good, if not better, and play
like
just as
it was
just as
fine.
it played janky. What are you talking about? The graphics were okay though.
I like the softer graphics, League style.
Wait. Okay,
Softer
the
look.
one problem it had is the spell animations. I think we all said this. The spell animations were like really like low, like low key. Like you couldn't tell what's going on. But in terms of the characters, the map, right clicking and moving and stuff, it was fine. There was nothing wrong with
Yeah,
it.
it functioned, but there was no balance and was a little jankier. It was completely pay to
It
win.
didn't really feel janky to me. It just
It didn't
felt
feel
like-
any jankier than League of Legends.
Much more. It's not even
No,
close.
it didn't feel janky to me. It just felt like I didn't have any idea what was going on because of the
Yeah.
spell things. And like this guy, like, okay, when you have a guy that splits in 2, you need this like dramatic, like 1 second long at least animation that can be like you can cancel the spell because otherwise it's
Not
just
necessarily
like
cancel, but
poof. There's
to make
the
a visual
second
cue, you
guy
need a better
over
visual
here.
cue. You need a better visual cue. I agree.
Yeah, you better.
It's
Also-
just like poof. There's the second guy
Guys.
over here. Poof, you're dead.
Guys, speaking of Heroes
It's like-
Evolved, there's a $350,000 tournament for Heroes Evolved. All right, we got price for next year because I guess the tournament's already over. Right? It's already in process right now. First place gets 177 grand. Then MMOs.com team's got to polish up.
We should.
Yo, I would sign up for that.
Yo, the
All we
team.
gotta do is buy all those items and we'll win.
Yeah. Buy all those items.
No,
It'll be
no,
worth it,
no.
right?
Yeah.
You guys are doing it
Worth
wrong.
it.
You have to spend like $100 on that pay-to-win champion.
Yeah, that's true. There's a champion you can only get in the game if you spend like hundreds of dollars. I've said this before, but one last time I want to mention it. This game is a MOBA, but it's stupidly pay to win because you can literally pay money, real life money, to res instantly. To get rid of the spawn cooldown, you can pay money. There's no other way to do it in game for free. You can just pay money to do it. Like, how insane is that? Imagine playing a game of League where you're about to lose because like everybody wiped, and your whole team just buys back. They instantly respawn because they pulled out their credit cards and spent money. Like that'd be so stupid.
Dude, imagine like Worlds and like it's like the finals match and like it's like some huge push and then the other team like they start reaching for their wallet.
Everyone's like typing their credit card number in. Quick.
I feel like
What's
we
the
made this
buyback?
exact same joke already.
But this game is insane. I don't even understand how they can afford that ridiculously high price pool, considering how awful the game is. But I mean, look, they monetize. R2 Games. These are the guys that made a whole bunch of browser-based titles.
They
You can
didn't
play.
make them.
They published a lot of these, like Crystal Saga 2. They War Tune. They're publishing all these games, League of Angels and stuff. And
They
these-
also gave a great talk on Chinese browser games.
yeah, there was a really it was on Game Developer Conference, I think.
Yeah, GDC. You guys linked that to me and then immediately told me that I was wrong about several of the points that were in it. It was hilarious.
It's good. That was really good. I have a level 17 account on here. I would never spend money on this game though. It ain't me. It ain't me. Yeah.
There it is.
Heroes Evolved, boys. Heroes Evolved.
Well, I got the biggest story of the week, and nobody can beat me because I have proof
What is it?
that I have the story. All right, ready?
I'm ready.
Eve Online, free to play, launched today.
It
Well,
did.
That is big news.
And here's how I can prove it's the biggest news. Ready?
Prove
It's
it.
covered by The Guardian
It was.
and by BBC.
Oh,
Boom.
wow.
There you go.
All right, just because it's covered by BBC, all right, and we all know what BBC actually stands for.
Okay, here's what I think. It could have been 2 sentences. Hey, bro, you know all those crazy scams we talk about all the time in that video game that you don't remember the name of?
Yes,
Go
that's
play it. It's free. 2 sentences. Done.
That's the reason they covered it.
All those big battles with all the spaceships? Yeah, that's this game.
That's that game, you know.
To clarify, no. Also, I think they did this because it's very popular. I think it's far more popular in Europe, or it is popular in Europe
Mhm.
and in the United Kingdom. And also, the average age of the EVE Online player, last I looked, was 25. So it does appeal to an older audience.
Well, 25 is pretty young. I mean, the average age of like an average
No, no,
gamer
no.
is in there.
I shouldn't have said average. That was wrong. It would the average youngest common denominator is 25, and then it goes up to whatever
Whatever that means.
that
anyway,
means, and it sounds right to me.
It's free to play now. There is a spike in players, but here's the thing: it's not as big a spike as I thought. And I linked the online player count to you.
Mhm.
So it seems like there's there's been a spike earlier today when the game launched to 30,000 from the average of 20,000, but then it kind of went back down again. And one way to look at this is maybe the servers are really like super laggy right now.
Mhm.
Maybe we'll see what happens like tomorrow.
Interesting. Yeah, because it doesn't look like a huge spike right now.
I logged on earlier today. The servers were fine. As far as I know, there hasn't been any issues.
So if you have the game installed, Sean, can you just open the launcher? Because I know the game tells you how many people are online. Is this accurate?
23,466.
Okay, so there actually has not been a big spike, right?
Yeah, it's surprising. It's true though.
Yeah.
Well, let's look at all of the servers. That was Tranquility. Is a free to play one not on Tranquility?
No,
Maybe.
it's only Tranquility.
Okay.
I'm not sure what the rest of these are, to be honest.
There's only one server. It's one shard.
Okay.
What's
No,
interesting?
There are 2 servers. Come
The
on,
Chinese
guys.
one too, guys. Come on.
Oh yeah, it's Chinese server.
Big deal. Big deal.
All right, so surprisingly,
out in
this
the
shows this shows the player base in Eve. I think has been very core and loyal. I didn't think it would get a huge boost for free to play, but we'll see where it goes. I did think it would go free to play eventually, just because everything else is.
Well,
But
I
we'll
mean,
see.
it's not really free to play. It's only as free to
Oh,
play as Star Wars: The
whoa,
Old Republic
Matt.
is.
The front page of BBC says otherwise. All right, and the Guardian, Eve Online.
The
Who I
real
trust?
the real journalists at BBC are saying it's free to play.
All right, we got
Where
BBC and
did your background go? Your floating head.
what?
You're a floating head right now. Oh, there we go.
All right. See, look, we got BBC saying Eve Online becomes free for the first time, and literally Eve Online goes free to play from the Guardian. All right, who are you gonna trust? All right, just so you guys trust MMOs.com when we tell you what the definition of MMO is. All right, if you disagree with us, who are you gonna trust? Huh? Some random asshole on the internet or MMOs.com? Come on.
Yeah, but it's not free to play. It's just
Yes,
it's an
free.
unlimited trial.
Listen,
There
It's an
has
important
been-
distinction.
There has been a fairly big spike on Steam compared to the average player base, which was in the last 30 days about 800.
yeah, it's
And
pretty
as
huge
of
on
an
here.
hour ago, it's 2721.
I-
So actually, when you look at this chart and you see those extra couple thousand players, a lot of it's coming right through Steam.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this is a good measure of it, at least. I'm gonna install
If
it
you
as
haven't
well.
if you haven't played Eve before, right? And you just see it now when it's free, you're gonna play it through Steam.
Yeah.
All the existing players don't play through Steam.
So, yeah, well, I think the Steam version blocks certain extensions, if I remember reading correctly. And that's why a lot of people don't use the Steam client. But, so, EVE Online actually does report its player numbers in the launcher. How many games do you think would do better if people could load it up and see, oh, hey, there are 4,000 people playing right now?
But here's the reason they don't do that, because I feel like even when they launch and launches strong, they're scared that the number might dip later, and then when they see a lower number, they might stop playing.
But Eve isn't afraid of that.
Eve is not afraid. You're right, but a lot of games are afraid. I think because If you have a big number, you want to share that number because in MMOs, player base is everything. You want a big player base that sells itself. I mean, if I see a game with like 10 players online, that already is a huge turnoff. I don't care how great the game is. It could be the greatest, most fun thing ever. But if it's an MMO and it's got nobody playing on it, it doesn't matter how good the core gameplay is. Because MMOs are beyond just the core gameplay. There's a lot more is going on.
I'd be willing to bet Eve's had it since the very beginning, though.
Yeah, Eve has been very good with it. I agree.
Okay, here's a good listicle. MMORPGs that list their player base, like online concurrent players. RuneScape does it too.
They're proud of it.
Right on the homepage.
Yep, 75,000.
It's absurd how popular that game still is.
Yeah, it's still super relevant despite its age.
I wish I could see Lineage's player counts because those servers are full. Yeah, Korean version.
Well, the Korean version of that game is making so much money. It sits on our list of the most highest revenue generating games.
I know. I wish I could see the player numbers. Is all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. We got the most profitable MMOs. It's crazy. Lineage 1 is still making an absolute killing at $339 million. Insane. Guys, we had some Peria Chronicles news as well. I know we got hyped about it earlier, so we'll throw it out there. We got a whole 15 seconds of gameplay, guys. Not even gameplay.
Well, I wouldn't even
That's
call it
better than
gameplay.
The last
Okay.
one.
Yeah, it's better than the Pixar logo we got last time.
Since we love speculating, I'm gonna throw out my speculation about the Peria Chronicles trailer.
All right.
These are the playable characters, not classes, characters. These are the playable characters. That is my speculation.
I don't want there to be characters. I want classes.
That's what this looks like, though. This looks exactly like playable characters.
Can you guys link it?
Yeah.
You know, in the description, they called it Battle Animations trailer.
Let's see this.
I'm hoping it's not a character-based system. It might be. We don't know yet. And they're going to show it off at G-Star. We'll know then. We're going to have a lot of G-Star news to cover next week because G-Star is beginning on November 17th. A lot of fun stuff to cover.
Why is it
That
silent?
sound? Yeah, what the hell?
No, it's supposed to be. I don't understand why they chose to do that. They just didn't make the sound animation, the sound files.
I don't know. Maybe it's not finalized or something.
Who knows? More importantly, though, what has everybody been playing this week? I'm curious.
Okay, so yeah, this week I've been playing I had been playing a lot of Steep. It ended yesterday. Steep's pretty awesome.
All right, talk about
What-
Steep.
what
That
is
game
Steep?
Tell everybody what is Steep because it's an oddball game. I think a lot of people haven't heard of, and actually is an MMO
Okay,
technically.
so you guys know the crew, right? So take the crew.
Right.
Imagine that you're a snowboarder, skier, paraglider, wingsuit glider in the middle of the Alps, and that is Steep, basically, in a nutshell. It's a pseudo MMO where it instances you out based on groups and a bunch of other random people, and you can see them in the open world. You can sort of compete with them, but it's fun. And for the first time in a long time, I'm finding myself actually competing for high scores. Now, whether or not this is because Kat and I were in a group and because they give you a group leaderboard or not, I don't know. But I don't often compete for scores in games, and it's got that weird kind of pseudo-realistic, arcadey kind of gameplay, and the whole trick system is a little limited. You can spin, you can do flips, you can grab onto your board, but otherwise it's not a whole lot to it. But I don't know, it just kind of works. The real fault with it that I found is that it's not really multiplayer. Like, you can compete with your the rest of your group, you compete for high scores on a leaderboard, but overall you can't really do an actual race. It's just you compete for times or you compete for scores, because the way it's done in the open world, you have these little markers and there's the beginning of a challenge, and when you hit that, as soon as you hit that, a ghost for either the next challenge, the next medal up, or your highest score will show up, and you'll see a trail for it. You'll see a trail for the best way to get that score, or the way that specific ghost got that score. But because it's in the open world and you have to hit it to begin the challenge, it doesn't have a system for syncing people up and letting you go at the same time. So there's no real multiplayer. It's just a bunch of competition.
Somebody asked, is it better than SSX Tricky? I don't know if you played that, Matt.
I didn't play anything for the
I did. I loved SSX Tricky.
Graphics are pretty good. And guy, by the way, if you guys want to check it out, there'll be an open beta on November 18th, I believe.
November 18th, because
18th.
you cut out.
Yeah, November 18th, and then everyone can try it out then. It's weird to see us even a pseudo MMO style like game like this. Like I don't know, it just seems odd.
The best part about it is definitely the exploration, because it's realistic in regards to like when you trudge through snow, you're going slow as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go up hills or anything, and it's very interesting to like see how motivated I was like going through the entire world compared to some of these other games, just because of how realistic it is, right? And I think they killed it a little bit in one sense, because the way you find things is you pull up your like binoculars and you look at them and you hold it over there for a little bit, and it'll unlock that drop zone or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You can then instantly teleport to that drop zone and then keep going from there.
But otherwise, how are you supposed to run across the entire mountain range? You know,
it lets you climb.
All right,
it'll let you climb up things.
Plus
It's just very, very slow. It's very, very slow.
Also, here's the problem with any of these games, I think, with the high scoreboards. I think maybe you thought you were competing because probably not many people played it in the beta. But, I mean, when these games are out for a while, it always feels like leaderboards in every score-based game like this, it feels like they're almost always unreachable. Because some asshole plays all day, and he optimizes it completely, and the next guy also optimizes it as much as he can. And it's almost impossible to even begin to look at the leaderboards until you've already sunk countless hours into it.
I think that
I want to share a funny thing. I just you go. Share,
all right.
I'm gonna put this in a podcast, but here's a funny thing that I recorded. So basically, when you do the wingsuit flying, right, you instantly come out of walking mode, and what it does is it sits you in a spot, and the next like leap, like push on tilt on the stick, like you see in the video that's been playing in the background, you jump. So it lets you do that anywhere. So that is me jumping into a banner and immediately getting KO'd. Because of how dumb this is.
Oh my god, you just got KO'd from point blank range hitting that banner. Like, what's going on?
That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
It's pretty
It made
hilarious.
me laugh so hard. And one of those retweets right there is one of the game designers from Ubisoft Annecy. So I really hope he sees that and goes, wait, this is a dumb idea, and fixes it.
Hopefully. Actually, what were you saying about the leaderboards?
Yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, I think they can take a hint from like mobile games, and they have leaderboards that only count your friends.
Yes, that's good. That's a good idea.
And you get like rewards based on your ranking, but only within your friends. It's kind of neat, I think. Tsum Tsum does that. It's a Disney mobile game, and because of that, I see a lot of people like really fighting for it. You know, like. Just you can't let your in real life friends beat you like that, you know.
I think it's way better because it feels more you feel more motivated to score better if it's your friends that are outranking you. Honestly, that's the reason I've gotten very competitive in a lot of games. When I started playing League, there were people I knew that played League as well that were better than me. I'm like, wait, I can't have this. I can't have these assholes be better than me. So then that pushed me to get better. So that's why I reached very high in League, because I've had friends that played League and I had to be better than my friends at League. Because it was a game that we both played, and I gotta be better at that game. I always have that mentality.
I think the thing with score-based games is you really have to like do it on a friend-based leaderboard. That global leaderboard is permanently going to be like out of your reach. But like if you have friends that play it and play it regularly, and you're constantly competing for scores, it works out a lot better.
Yep. If it's always that one other random asshole with a billion score, we're never going to reach him. Never going to reach him.
And you don't care as much either.
Yeah.
Right? You're kind of like this guy's a freaking no life asshole, right? But if it's like your friends, you're like, oh man, like I'm gonna beat you this week, like
Even in Overwatch, I had to be highest amongst my friends that played. And when I got there, I was kind of happy. I beat my buddies Chicken and Tubby. I beat you. I beat pretty much everybody I played with at that time. Like, and then I kind of like got happy. That's where I am. By the way, Shu, I guarantee if you kept playing Overwatch and you reached like rank 73 or something, I'd keep playing as well just to beat you.
Yeah,
100%. All right, I'd still be playing today just to beat you. Or if any of my close friends still played, I can't I can't accept that they got a higher rank than me. I'm competitive. I got to beat them. But like, I'm not gonna be salty about it. I mean, I'll have fun. I'll play with them still. But I got to get that rating with my friends. And I see somebody in the chat agreed as well that he plays Overwatch because he play a lot to beat his friends.
All right, time to go become a pro Sombra player and beat Omer just to force him to play a game he doesn't really want to play.
I will not. But the beauty is, I will actually want to play. It will I'll have fun doing it. I mean, ultimately, if it's super painful, I'm not going to play it. But Because I think Overwatch's still a fun game. Even if I don't want to play it right now, if my friend's doing better at it, I gotta beat him. I gotsta. Even in League, I play more if, like, you know, you, Shu, or something just starts playing. You got, like, Masters or Grandmaster. I gotta beat you then. That's my drive.
Well, here's what I think. If I lose in a game, I call the other guy a tryhard. You know?
Yeah, of course. Classic.
So I'm still the winner because he just tried hard.
Yeah, how dare that guy try winning a game, right? What's wrong with him? What's wrong with that asshole who plays a 40-minute game and tries to win? Who does he think he is, right? Or classic, you call somebody a nerd in all chat in a game, whether it's Dota or League. Yeah, when people call me a nerd in a game, like, yeah, right. Look at this nerd playing a video game on like a Saturday night, right? What a nerd! Who would do that? Like, he's playing the same game I am. So I don't know. I never got that insult personally. Never made too much sense to me. All right, what about you, Shu? What have you been playing this last week? Anything interesting?
Mostly just Shadowverse and Final Fantasy. I streamed that Terra Titan run for you.
Yeah, I watched Shu
Mostly
do
that.
Titan EX in Final Fantasy 14 and with a random group and wiped many times.
Wasn't the struggle real?
Okay, so
real.
interesting. I'm curious what Gumby and Altai think about this because Final Fantasy has a mechanic, right, for old content, right? So when you're doing a boss on extreme mode, every time you die, every time your group wipes, right, your raid wipes, it actually makes it easier by giving you bonus, like 25% bonus HP regen, max HP and stuff.
It scales. It doesn't start at 25.
Yeah, it scales up to I think 30%, right?
Something like that.
Something like that. So after you wipe like 7 times, it just basically gets easier. How do you feel about that?
Okay, is it only for old content?
Only for old content, yes.
Okay, whatever. I don't care.
It still nags me. I mean, I haven't even done it yet, but it nags me.
It's cheesy. But think of the other cheeses other games do for old content, where like you can solo molten core, right? If you have like level 70 or whatever.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
they sync you in Titan, right?
They still
can't
sync,
even
yeah.
get- yeah,
Oh,
so
man.
you're still like sync down.
Here's
Okay,
the thing, though. Like, what's the percent per fail? What's the percent per fail?
I think it peaks at 30%. You might get 5%. Is it 10%?
Probably 5, yeah.
So you get
Okay,
5%
yeah,
max
that's
HP.
not a big deal.
Max
That's not a
regen,
big deal.
HP regen. No, but the principle of the matter. Listen, if you want to do an easier
if
mode,
I fail 6 times, I am really not gonna give a shit.
if you
you
fail
know,
6
like-
times, the game should say get good. All right, the game should tell you to get good, and you should be punished every time. You should get -5. I'd be okay with -5% every time because that way, you know.
Because that'll encourage people.
No, but that's only on extreme. The point was the dungeon was on extreme mode. Extreme doesn't mean we're gonna hold your hand. There's still the normal mode, which you can face roll easily
Okay, well,
with your
it
eyes
should
closed.
be optional, right? It should be like an opt-in thing. Like, do you want to get an extra 5%? You know, like it should come up at the end.
You
And
can
it should be on a.
you can actually remove it if you don't want it.
But the
Okay,
fact
then
that
that's not a big
but
deal
you
at
get
all.
rewards
That's
for it. There's no reason to remove it.
no, hold. Again, this once again, this is only for old content, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I
when you
think-
compare it
Altai-
to how other games handle
Altai,
old
here's the
content-
thing. The game
Omer,
sinks you.
I think you're looking too much into this, and you're saying, "Oh, but I don't want to play that way, but I want the rewards," and you're not really like just letting it go. It's
No,
kind of like
I'm not letting it go because it is dumbing down the experience for everybody else. And those guys have a dumbed down experience available
Okay,
already. It's
either
called
take
normal
the
mode.
rewards or take the challenge. What's the big deal?
It removes anyone because when that dungeon first came out and people that beat it, right?
I
Without cheating, by the way, without the free
Without
5%,
cheating.
Gumby beat without cheating. God bless
Yeah,
Gumby,
back
good
in
job,
the
right?
day,
You did it.
He wiped so much.
Exactly, but he did it, and his completion is diminished by the fact that new players can do it, you know, with the bonus.
If you think your completion is diminished by the updated content and making content easier solely for the fact that they want you to get to the end faster, then you should never play.
But
an
you don't
MMO
have to do
ever.
that. You don't have to do that content. And I'll take.
I actually disagree with that. I think it dumbs it down. Like, not only it doesn't only diminish like your own win. I feel like it's cheating out on the people that could be experiencing the original version.
Yes, I think part of the fun is wiping and learning.
But what you're saying is you can still have the original version. You just have to give up the rewards, which is fine.
Yeah, but the thing
Do
is
it.
like the way people are is like when you're given that, you're just gonna accept that as normal and not do it.
Yeah.
You know, like I think that's Omer's point is that, like, why would you take the effort to like click it off when you could not click it off?
And get the freebie.
mean-
Yeah.
Then
you know-
don't complain when it's not that hard. That's
No, the point is, Alta, to your point too, you said a lot of games do let you one-shot like bosses. Here, the thing is, Final Fantasy has something called level syncing. So when you queue for that dungeon, it's just as hard if you're max level and you're doing a level 50 boss. Because
it's actually still easier because your gear is maxed out.
yeah,
right?
you have an advantage with your gear already. Yeah, that's true. But it does sync your level, so and it kind of does gimp your gear a little bit as well to make you more equalized with that dungeon, with that boss. So it's already a little bit
Also-
easier because the gear is a little better. But at that point, you already have better gear. Let them experience the extreme mode the way it's meant. Add the easy mode to the easy mode.
Also, I just want to also throw it out there. If you're letting your accomplishment diminish because of a rebalancing, you're not taking into account that it's been rebalanced and it's not the same challenge, and you should just kind of chill out a little.
I mean,
That's true. Because yeah, your class is different than the class that cleared it 5 years ago.
no, but the
Or 3 years
there's
ago,
been balance
whatever.
changes, but you can't use your new abilities because it's synced to your level. It lowers your level to the
No, not just levels, but like
the balance
the amount
changes,
of
minor
damage-
balance changes. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have better gear actually because it's already easier because you have better gear.
You can't recreate the conditions 2 years ago, right, for that boss fight.
But my point,
So,
if you're
old
queuing for an
content-
extreme difficulty dungeon, why is the game making it easier for you?
Maybe the definition of extreme changed over that.
No, it's the hardest possible mode. There's also easier modes you can always do if you want.
Okay.
There's
Okay.
3 different modes for
Yeah.
like this.
Fine. Oh, your point. Maybe in the extremist mode or
Yeah,
the
that's
hardest
what I'm saying.
mode,
That's what I'm
it's-
defending. Make the other
Okay.
one easier if you want.
And in order to progress in the story, you don't have to play extreme, right? You gotta play regular.
Yeah, just do the default
Yeah,
ones.
you know, it's a side quest that gives you like some reward, but you don't need it for like the main,
Yeah.
main story.
I just
Okay,
say
whatever.
let people play however they want, and just if you really want to skew the reward for the challenge, it's still there.
But Matt, using your logic, I want to take your logic to the extreme. So imagine they just add the newest, toughest dungeon, right? There's a checkbox.
But
Make,
I'm talking-
make this dumb easy for me. You click on it, you one-shot everything. Does that not
But
diminish
we're not-
everyone else's
But that's
experience?
not what we're
Get the loot,
talking
too.
about.
Don't forget, get the loot on there.
But
Yeah.
that's not what we're talking about. We're also not talking about new content.
Matt,
we're talking about old content.
But you specifically said let people enjoy the content the way they want. I want to be able to one-shot everything. Why do you want to take that away from me? If you want to have the hard mode, you can do the hard mode.
But you're taking this out of context, and it's making this entire argument meaningless.
No, but it should apply for the new content too. The same logic.
But you're
hold on.
taking it out of context, and it means nothing because you're doing so.
I'm gonna side with Matt only because of this. Look, someone made a good point in chat. Look, if it's old content, it's not the hardcore raiders playing it. The hardcore raiders move to the new content, right?
Sure.
Okay, so there's no such thing as extreme mode old content. It doesn't.
There is. It's there. Fine.
The option is there, but it's not extreme anymore.
Fine.
'cause
So
all
why
the
not
extreme
give me an
guys
option
are
to
on the
check?
new content.
Fine. Using your logic, give me an option. Along with making it easier, I check. I just one-shot the boss. Why not? And give me the same rewards too while I'm at it. Why? The same logic would apply.
That's pretty much what like WoW does, right? With looking for raid or whatever.
But here it's still difficult because I watched you do it. They wipe like 8 times, even with the easy mode buff, easy mode aspect of it that you get. Every time you wipe, you get 5%
it's
easier.
good, and everyone wins. It's still challenging, but not like crazy.
They shouldn't. No, they're making it easier. I think there should be a mode, an extreme mode. It should not be made easier. Is how I feel. My personal. Obviously, it's their game. They can do whatever they want, but I just feel like games should not be dumbed down on the hardest difficulty modes. It's called extreme for a reason. I say leave it extreme.
Old content, no one cares.
People do care though, because you still do it, and it's still, you still synced, so it's still fair. Maybe I'm passionate. I don't know.
You say no one cares, but Omer clearly
I care. I
cares.
care. There you go.
Even if it's only one person.
Yeah.
At least if anything has been false in this entire argument, it's been that.
I care. There you go. I always care.
Uh,
Old content, no one cares.
No, it's you can't write it off. Look, again, extreme mode is where I drew the line. I drew the line in the sand for extreme mode. All right, that's my personal taste. And Gumby, good on you for clearing EX Titan back in the day without any easy gimmicks for you. All right, at the time you had the experience.
It was a fun experience back then too. It was great.
But the mechanics still look a lot of fun. I still, it's still. I'm not saying it's necessarily a cakewalk. Anyway.
It still has the noob crusher.
Yep. I saw so many
That
people.
one guy, dude. What was his name? Remember that guy?
I know. There's one
Oh
guy
my
wiped every
God.
time in the first
It's
2
just-
minutes.
I just, to sum up my feelings on this, it just seems ridiculous because the only argument you have is the game isn't forcing you to make it challenging.
No, the game is just making it easier. Is my argument.
But you can still play it not challenging. It's the only difference is the game doesn't force it on you.
Okay,
that is
so
literally the only
But again,
difference.
if that's the fine, have an option to check. I one shot everything. Why not have that check mark there too? And your argument still applies. It's not forcing you to make it easy. You can do it hard. You can make it brain dead
but
easy.
that's still an extreme and it's out of context.
But the
This is
principle,
literally just
you have to
5%
take the
per
principle to the extreme to test the principle. If your principle cannot hold to the extreme, you have no principle. That's my
I
logic.
don't believe that. I don't believe that at all.
Oh, that's my logic over there, right?
I normally don't agree with these extreme analogies, but I agree with this one.
Here's
What
my
do you
principle.
mean? You always agree.
Wait, me?
Yeah, you almost
When?
always agree
When?
with Omer.
Well, I always agree with Omer. That's completely
The
incorrect.
only
We argued about the better games thing a lot, but that
That's
was off
one
podcast.
thing.
That was off
That's one
podcast.
thing.
Go ahead, Altai.
Okay, here's my principle. The only purpose old content serves.
Hold on. Can I just summarize what we're talking about? Because I think people are lost. In Final Fantasy 14, when you queue up for an extreme dungeon, right? Every time your group wipes, it's only in old content. When your group wipes, it actually makes it 5% easier every time. You get 5% more maximum HP, faster HP regen. Essentially, the game boosts your stats on every single wipe, up until I think about a 25% cap in terms of bonus stats, because it's making it easier and easier because the game wants you to do it. This didn't exist before, and they added it to old content. It doesn't apply to new content, and we're discussing the merits of this system. Altai, go ahead.
Okay, the only purpose of old content, particularly the gates like dungeon, like the queuing dungeon stuff, is to propel you to the new content. That seems to be the zeitgeist.
That's not why
just
people do this one though. They do it for the cosmetic gear.
exactly. So it's not for a lock or anything anymore. It's just like I said. Okay, and the fact that it's cosmetic is even better because it's just there for the casuals to farm cosmetics, right?
For people to farm cosmetics, they get rewards for it. Yeah, you get stuff.
The casuals, yeah.
Well, everyone, not just casuals, everyone.
No, the hardcore people. No, the extreme players are on the new content. And it's the thing. I looked up the hardest raid clear rates on FF14 on different servers.
Mhm.
They're really low. Very few people today have cleared the hardest content in FF14.
Good.
Right? Yeah, that's good. Now everything before that is trivial. It's for the casuals to farm their little ponytails or whatever.
No,
Doesn't
it
that-
diminishes the experience for everybody else that did it before.
It doesn't
Again,
because
that doesn't
you-
because you still had the accomplishment of doing it then. If you have a slope,
But what I
it
want
has
that.
wait.
Continue.
If you let's put this in steep. If you have a giant slope and it has a bunch of rocks and you have to like really go through it, right? And then they remove all of those rocks. It doesn't diminish your accomplishment just because they remove the rocks. You did it then.
No, every time you fail, they make the jump easier by making it shorter. That's the same, that's
but
the
you
analogy.
still- But again, back then it was still just rocks. It doesn't diminish your accomplishment. And if you look at it that way, then there are bigger issues.
There's bigger issues and everything, but it's dumbing down the content in a way that I don't like games to go. Okay, I don't want.
Hold up. I'm gonna try to convince you using your logic, not
Okay.
your logic, but your thinking. Okay, ready? Here we go.
Here we go.
In any patch of the game, right?
Yes.
Hardest content is it's aspirational.
Okay.
Even if nobody clears it, or most
Sure.
people don't clear it, they can look up to it, right? Like,
Okay.
wow, that's the golden place, right?
Yeah.
Now, so the current FF14, the golden wow aspirational raid is still far away from you.
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Okay. But the old raid that used to be the aspirational raid, right?
It's already
It's
easier by
still-
default, by the way.
Hold up. It's no longer aspirational, right?
Sure, it is. If I never did it, it's still aspirational.
No. If you didn't, let's say they didn't dumb it down, right?
Okay.
It's still there, just as hard as before, right? Guess what? If you cleared it, right, with your friends, nobody would care on the server.
Who
It wouldn't
cares?
mean it.
I have myself. I don't care what other people say. Your own self-worth comes from your accomplishment in game.
But you won't feel self-worth. You know.
Yeah, you
know
will.
what you'll do? No, you won't. You'll queue for it once or twice on extreme or whatever.
Sure.
You'll wipe, and then you'll move on. You know why? Because you're not being inspired to beat that because it doesn't mean anything anymore.
The point is, it's already first of all, it's already made easier by default by the fact that you can have level 60 gear and a level 50 dungeon. That already makes it
Yeah,
easier.
okay.
So why are you
Right.
making it even easier?
Here's why.
With this-
because they did.
What?
Nobody aspires to clear that because it doesn't mean anything anymore.
Yes, it does. You don't have to do it in extreme mode. You can still aspire to whatever you want later on. It's optional.
You
The
wanna
extreme mode is
aspire-
optional.
Yes, but and they did the math. Nobody was queuing in extreme without this.
I don't know. Maybe they sure.
Because you know why? There's no point.
it's still easier because it's easier than before because you have level 60 gear and level 50 characters. And the mechanics are kind of meta, right? Everybody knows it looks up guides online for it now, so it's a little easier by that.
Is
by
it
that
fair
method.
to say they basically wanted it to be on farm mode for the casuals?
It's not on farm mode. It's still somewhat difficult. There's still
Okay, all right. I love difficult, but whatever. You can
Sure.
dump it down 30%.
Let
And
me
you get the plus
add
60 gear.
add a little bit something that could add a little bit of context to this. So,
Mhm.
me and mommy, we did this a couple days ago because we have this thing called Wondrous Tales where you have to do those old raids, right? So me and mommy did this, right? And we had like this guy in there who he's clearly never done Titan before, right? And he was saying like, oh, I got through like level 1 through 58 with no lag, and now I'm lagging, right? And he was like a total shitter. Like he was just fucking bad, right?
Mhm.
He died. He straight up died in like the first phase of the fight, right? He's laying on the floor. He's unresable because he's like down off the cliff. He got knocked off the cliff, right? Me and mommy, because we know how to play the game really well, and 2 tanks, we carry that 4 people. Everyone else died. It's an 8-man raid. Everyone else died except the 2 tanks, 1 DPS, and I was the killer, right? We beat the encounter, right? And so that guy, he passed the encounter because
Despite
of
being
that. It being like a duker, right? And I'm not saying like oh, it's diminishing the experience
She got cut off.
for him. I feel bad for his experience because he doesn't get to experience what it was like.
The satisfaction of beating it, yeah.
Exactly. You don't have the satisfaction. You literally sat on the floor looking at the ceiling for like the entire thing, and then you cleared it. Like, here's your rewards. And one of those dukers, by the way, got the loot.
He won the roll.
Won the roll, right? So it's like
Yeah.
it's like he got the reward for something that he literally died in the first 30 seconds of the fight. You see what I'm saying?
Also,
It's like
I'll type.
But sure, here's the problem. Here's the
That's
problem.
even-
If let's say you guys wiped, right? He would have just
Alright.
ignored it and moved on. He would have kept leveling. He wouldn't have stopped for that to try that again.
He will try it again.
1,000
Yeah,
times.
people do try again if they suck. Yeah, they do because it's fun to
You're
learn and
also
do it.
assuming
No,
that
we
everyone,
did it multiple times.
you guys are also assuming that everyone puts that much value on completing the raid as you do.
If they don't have the queue for the raid. There's also
Well,
casual mode for them if they want. If they want to go herp dirt mode, they got herp dirt mode. All right, they have it. It's there.
It's because he wanted the loot. It's because he wanted the
Yeah.
loot. But, like, that's what I mean. Is like that loot doesn't really have meaning if you didn't earn it.
It doesn't have meaning anyways because there's better loot. That's what Erhan's been
No, but
saying
there-
this
no,
whole
no.
time.
There are
There's
things. No.
glamour. There's a glamour system in the game. So
Yeah, it's actually all the old loot is valuable because you can glamour it onto your new gear, as well as you get other stuff for it
Well,
too, like.
clearly the developers don't see it that way.
Oh yeah,
Hold on.
that halts. You can't say that because that halts all argument. Yeah, the developers didn't see it that way. That
Or-
justifies
or-
any change.
Okay, you're admitting that this dungeon is now literally on cosmetic farm mode.
Not
True or
no,
false?
not just cosmetic farm mode, but there are
Glamour,
quests. There
glamour,
are
okay.
quests that require you to go through old content to
All
be able to
right,
get
I'm-
new
I'm-
rewards.
I'm timing out of
extreme?
this.
Hold up, on extreme more?
Shoot, you did the Wondrous Trails, right? You had to do it on extreme, right?
yeah.
Yes, you had to do extreme to get it.
Good. So they don't want to like lock out,
No, because they want
99%
to
of
make the
players.
reward valuable, so that they make you do the extreme mode.
What's the reward? What's the reward?
You get iron worth. You have a chance to get iron worth like 20 million gil in the game, which is like real world value of at least like 30, 40 bucks.
So it's just farm again. It's just farm mode.
Sure, it gives you the best crafting gear in the game to get from the Wondrous Trails. The best crafting gear in the game. You can only get by
Yeah.
having a chance of
It's
doing all
farm
this.
mode though.
Yeah, everything is farm mode. What?
No, it's not. It's not farm mode. There's end game content where if you win, if you beat that, you're the best in the game. You're the best on the server. You're top dog.
Sure.
It's not just farming cosmetics and farming craft and shit.
Who cares? People want to get it. It should be a reward and experience that people are being diminished. Anyway, we are on this topic quite a bit. We are on this topic quite a bit, but I maintain firmly that it is I think it cheapens experience. That's my fundamental issue. And people can get through it on easier mode if they want to, but don't cheapen the high end experience.
All right, so before we get off of this whole what we played this week, I would like to concede, okay, Path of Exile is fun.
There you go. You heard it here.
I put 2 hours
love
into it, and immediately after I finished the tutorial, it all came flooding back to me, and the reason that I thought it was so bad was because it was running like shit on my old graphics card, and it was sluggish, and it was just not pop out amazing right off the bat, but I'm having fun with it.
It's good to hear.
Nice. I'm glad. Have we done Sunday Funday for that one?
No.
No, we haven't.
I wouldn't mind getting to level whatever, 10 or something, and just playing.
It's a fun game. I'll tell you, you played it quite a bit out of us.
Yeah,
you played the most.
I did. Okay, well, anyway, while we think about Sunday Funday, I've been playing, actually, Pokemon Go. I know no one else has probably played that for
Nope.
eons.
Not forever.
So there's a few interesting little changes. I guess quality of life stuff. You can actually see the type of Pokemon, like if it's fighting and psychic or whatever.
Mhm.
And then there's streaks now. If you catch one Pokemon each day, you get lots of bonus experience as your streak goes up. And same with visiting Pokestops. So extra ways to earn experience. And there's an interview by the Niantic CEO. He did a bunch of interviews for a bunch of different gaming sites. And here's the money shot that I thought was interesting. Right now, we are taking a portfolio approach. Granted, there are only 2 games in the portfolio right now, which is Pokemon Go and Niantic. And Ingress. We've said for years that we are looking to enable other IP holders and developers to create these types of experiences on our technology platform. So basically what they're trying to do now is you're going to see a lot of clones, basically, of Pokemon Go with Digimon and this and that. It's not a bad thing. Why not? Instead of making all the games themselves, they want to license this technology, their map or whatever.
They should just make the game more complete before they start worrying about this nonsense.
No.
Okay.
That's what they're saying. They're going to work on
Okay.
Pokemon Go and Ingress, right?
Okay.
And they're going to license their map and technology to other companies, like the Digimon or whatever.
Mhm.
And then that company's going to work on it. They're going to license it. So they're not going to be distracted.
Which means it'll be better than Pokemon Go because it won't be Niantic making it.
No, it'll still
Yeah,
be-
whatever, maybe.
It'll still be Niantic's technology.
No,
Yes,
but
but-
back-end technology isn't the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, the map and the whole, AR thing.
Okay.
Like the,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. I mean, that might work. It's just they have a lot of work to do of completing out the game.
And here's a little MMORPG reference here. They said they want Pokemon Go to be like World of Warcraft in terms of its longevity. So they don't want
Wow.
like the average mobile game experience where it blows up for a bit and dies. They want to keep updating this thing. And it's
Like
easy
what
to say,
happened
right?
already, it blows up and dies.
Well,
it's
Even
still
if
pretty
what already
popular.
happened.
Well, did it die? How big is it still? Like, it's not as big yet as it was when it came out, but it's still pretty big, I think.
I think a lot more people than we realize would be willing to go back if we just somehow added something more compelling.
Yeah, I'd go back if they fixed it.
Somebody should mention that.
It's not even. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say it's not even that they aren't adding anything compelling. It's that they took away what was already there. That was fun.
Somebody
Yeah,
mentioned.
and I gotta say, I've been playing the game for like a week now here in Turkey. I called him Mr. Mime, guys.
Aha.
Oh, nice.
They updated a little bit, right? But not enough. Not enough. They have a long road ahead of them.
Have you guys seen Magus? That game that's supposed to be coming out. It's actually going into alpha in like a week, I believe.
Is it a Kickstarter game show?
Yeah, but it's actually going into alpha in like a week.
Oh my
Those
god.
two,
Is it that game that Matt linked us was like that looked pretty bad that you really liked?
It's like a Harry Potter.
Oh my god, I knew it.
Okay,
Matt, it's that
it's
one you
gonna
linked.
fail, and it's gonna fail for one reason. It's not Harry Potter.
Oh, okay, that doesn't make sense. But
Oh, hold on. Because it's on Kickstarter, I'm with Matt on this, or Indiegogo. I say it's gonna fail for that reason.
No,
I'm
I
curious.
It's actually worse. It's not on Kickstarter. It's on
Indiegogo.
Okay, see, Pokemon Go only took off, and I am insistent about this. It only took off the way it did because it's Pokemon.
Yeah, the franchise carried it. You had Ingress.
So
wasn't as popular.
So Magus is gonna fail solely because it's not Harry Potter. Solely because it's
If
not.
it was Harry Potter, I think it'd do very well. If they licensed Harry Potter on the game, it could have made it amazing. Shu, I have a question. Did you back this? Shu, it's
I
okay.
refuse to answer that question
Shu!
on the basis it may incriminate me.
Shu, alright, better. Did you give them $50 or did you give them $200? Please don't be the $200 one.
I refuse to answer all of these questions on the basis that they may incriminate.
Of self-incrimination. Alright.
Yeah.
Shu, backed an Indiegogo game. We'll see where it goes. Man, this is your fault. I think you're the one that linked this.
Hey, I can't be held responsible for what people do with the information I give them.
And you linked this like for the other reason. You were like, oh my god, look how like this is not going to work. And then she jumped on it for a completely different
At
reason.
least she didn't jump on the massively multiplayer laser tag one.
Wait, what the hell is that? Wait, I want to know about that.
Guys, we did mention Indiegogo, and I think that gives us a perfect transition to the shitty Kickstarter of the week, boys. And actually, this week, I think Matt linked this one originally. It was it's It's called Element Bending MMORPG, and it's funded on GoFundMe. They have a $1 goal. Obviously means it's a complete joke, probably. But they copied all the art from from Avatar and Legend of Korra. He wants to make a element bending MMORPG that's completely player driven and it had to revitalize the dying genre. What dying genre? The element bending genre? That's not a genre. But yeah, he just copied and pasted a bunch of he did all this design work. Look, he said the level cap was 80 and the soul cap was 4080 and the weapon cap was 4080 as well. Look at all that work he put into this.
This guy had a post on Reddit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, I remember reading his Reddit comment. He was like, "I'm working hard on this, like a couple hours a day. Like, just because I can't program or do anything doesn't mean I can't hire people to do it."
Just because I can't do shit doesn't mean Come on, at that point you know it's not going anywhere. Oh my god, that's so cringy. But yeah, he wrote down, look all the armor types my game will have. We'll have some plate mail, we'll have some leather, some cloth. Come on! You're adding nothing to the game by typing this out. We'll have some one-handed weapons, a dagger. We got two-handers.
Link this in podcast chat.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Oh, that one. The one that got me linked. And that does lead to a pretty hilarious Kickstarter comic that if you haven't seen yet, I will actually link in the chat. Well worth checking out. Tells about how to run a successful video game Kickstarter, and it does make fun of a lot of these awful games that aren't going to go anywhere. But yeah, that is like really cringy that this guy put that page up and he tried defending it on Reddit.
You think he's honest?
I think he's an idiot. The fact that he went on Reddit to defend himself means he's not being like.
Is he honest? You could be an idiot and honest.
I don't
he's
think.
Honest,
yeah, he's honest. He's honest. I don't think he's malicious. I don't think he's trying to scam me. He'll put $1. He put like $1 he wants to raise. And he wants to like talk.
Sure.
He spent all that time to put that shit up, right? And if he was malicious, I think he'd spend more time to like make it look fake.
I think he just watched Avatar: The Last Airbender for Korra, and he really liked it, and he just got a hard on, and he's like, "Oh, I gotta make a game." So
I like that. I like that way you portrayed this guy.
I think it's pretty accurate, actually. Because first of all, you watch Legend of Korra, you walk away pretty impressed. It's a great show, by the way. Strongly recommend it if you're watching the podcast. Check out the show.
Real quick, so someone on Twitch asked, "Sure, Lily, are you getting sun and or moon? What do you guys think I'm getting?"
I think.
What do you think is the shoe
You've already
answer? What's the
said
shoe
it.
answer?
I think moon.
Both.
Both is the true answer. Yeah.
Yeah, that is the shoe answer.
The shoe answer is definitely both.
She already said it before.
I knew that answer before, though.
How about you guys? You getting sun or moon?
I'm
not crazy hyped for it. The last Pokemon game I played was Ruby, and it's pretty old now. I mean, I love the Pokemon games, but like I think my hype for Pokemon games died down after like after Blue and Red, the first ones I played and I loved them. I played the next one, Yellow, and like I played like two more. Like, wait a minute, all this shit is the exact same. I love Pokemon, but like it's the same formula every time.
Well, this one's actually different. I got to tell you more.
Yeah.
There's no.
Oh, I'll tell you this. You got cut off. What'd you say?
There's no gyms in Elite Four.
Oh, all right. They're mixing it up a little bit.
I'm getting sun.
I was eating sun too, I think.
No, all right then.
When does it actually come out? 18th. Okay.
18th, yeah.
I would have gotten moon if I had to pick one.
Oh, JK, this is lies. It was Pokemon Go. That's true. The last Pokemon game I did play was Pokemon Go, technically. So yeah, you're correct. I apologize. Caught me in my lie. Anyone? Gumby, what'd you play this last week? We haven't heard enough from you.
I was playing Revelation.
All right.
Put out our impressions.
Anything you want to share?
No, I think I summed it up in there. There isn't really much. I think last Tuesday we talked at length about Revelation.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think my opinions changed. I think that it will be a fair MMORPG as long as they fix up those translations. But this past week, I really haven't been playing MMOs. I've been playing single-player games.
Single player, such as?
Call of Pripyat, Stalker, Call of Pripyat. I don't know how to say it.
How is it?
I like the Stalker games. I'm a big fan. I think they're a more hardcore Fallout. So if you've ever played Fallout, but you felt it was too RPG or had too many laughs, and you just want to feel sorrow, you play Call of Pripyat. What else have I been playing? I installed Diablo
Fallout 3 or
3.
4,
Here's
of
a-
course. Not the OG.
Not the
Fallouts.
original, no. I installed Diablo 3. I was pumped. I think a lot of people have done this. You watch the ticker countdown, you hear your friends playing, like, oh, I'm going to play Diablo 3, we're going to do ladder, it's going to be great. I got into the first town, I said, fuck this, I uninstalled. I had no desire. As soon as I actually got in the game, like, I liked the idea, the vision in my head of playing, but once I got in, I realized I had no desire. I realized I've already done this, and I wish that I wish they had announced more at BlizzCon, and I wish there was an expansion to get hyped about because I kind of fell flat. But other than that, it's been a dry week. We're in an interim period right now. We just came off 2 big closed beta tests, New Legend and Revelation, which is ending this Thursday, I believe, and then we're kind of in an interim period. I don't think we have anything else big until the end of the month that South Korea is testing, but so yeah.
All right. I played FF14 and Shadowverse. No surprise, the same 2 games I've been playing for the last few weeks. Same stuff. I think I played 1 round of League with a friend just for fun. I think we won, but that actually brings me to an interesting story, which I feel is worth sharing for sure. I think we were supposed to share this earlier, but we didn't. The #1 player on NA ladder for League of Legends is rejected from the scouting grounds due to toxicity. Scouting grounds is an event where the best, highest ranked players on the ladder get invited to play on stage in front of teams to try getting drafted. And one of the players, unfortunately, the current #1 player in their region, was Riot said he failed his behavior check.
Behavior check.
A behavior check. So look at the actual. He actually tweeted it. I guess I will always be the inferior jungle, and he points out his application was denied because of all the offensive stuff he said. And he even gives and what they quoted, his offensive stuff was stuff he said on Twitter. And the stuff he says on Twitter is, I swear to God, you motherfuckers that play Janna, I ban this piece of shit every game. I hope you all get fucking lynched.
Wow.
Do I get anything for finishing first on ladder except a bunch of e-girls on my cock? I like that comment. I just convinced my mom I'm most likely going to scouting grounds, lol. Whoever wants to fucking fight him, I'll see your bitch ass there. And because he said these 3 things, Riot actually quoted this. He screenshotted those 3 tweets, and they said, this is the reason you can't come. That's pretty funny. Poor guy, you know?
Should counter with, look, Trump is our president-elect, okay? Look what he said.
Yeah, that would be a great counter, actually. See if he can, negotiate his way back in there.
It's just, okay, look, this is totally unrelated, maybe post-game talk, but one of the reasons Trump won is all this nonsense PC bullshit being pushed on us.
All right, Riot's going with our PC bullshit too. They say if you're not a good, upstanding model of the community, they're not going to invite you. Which is their event. They got the right to do that, obviously.
It's like when we publicly shame baseball players or football players because they did something illegal, but then we let them play anyway. But in gaming, we don't let them play. They're out. They're out.
They're out.
A football player can beat a woman, but he still gets to go on the field. But
That's
gamer
true. Why
can
is it
say
so
some
much more
bullshit
strict
on Twitter? Because gaming has gaming has the cultural conception of being a place for angry children, and it's totally wrong. It's just one person, and who cares? Fucking these people. What is this guy saying that's going to affect my life?
Nothing.
Nothing. He's going to be a miserable. Obviously, he has a lot of anger pent up, and that's his own misery he has to live with. It doesn't affect me.
Wait, I'll tell you the real reason why this matters. Okay, for him and not actual athletes.
Sure.
Esports players are not athletes. It's all promotion. All the money is coming from the developers, right?
That's true.
But that's what the sports are too, isn't it?
So they have no power.
Make everything.
They have no.
The athlete, the esport person has no power. The esport competitor.
Exactly.
Right.
The esport
Whereas the athlete will have
no
sponsorship
power.
deals and other shit like that.
Yeah. Whereas if you're really good at baseball, right, you have power because if the Yankees don't take you, somebody else will, right? Because there's an actual, you have an actual, value. Where esport, it's all just advertising and promotion for the company. There's no actual third party
value, I guess.
Value. Yeah.
Ikizia just said pussification! ! Yeah, that does fit into our pussification discussion. But yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting that the toxic player couldn't do it. Just it's
all right. Here's
silly.
a question for you.
All right,
this is stuff like this has been going on for a while, right? Developers or GMs, whatever, banning people who say things that others may take offense to, and it hasn't fucking changed anything. You can ban as many people as you want. You can lay down as much discipline as you want. You're not going to eradicate toxic behavior because the root isn't 1 or 2 people. It's every person acts toxic at times. It's just a
Yes.
matter of, are they getting caught or did they do it in the wrong situation? I don't think this form of discipline doesn't change anything. So I don't know what ultimately it's not going to solve the problem.
Also, there's a difference between what this guy did, right? Where he's like, people who pick X hero should be lynched, right?
Yeah.
Well,
That's
he did go a little far.
No. That's fine, I think.
No, because here's the problem: is when he said
Individual
that
should be lynched.
when he made that phrase statement, he's signaling an action rather than just calling someone names, and therefore he makes himself look more guilty.
No,
It's like if I say I'm going to set fire to you right now.
But did he
I
name
say-
one person?
He
No.
didn't name a person.
He
no.
named a lot of people.
That's fine. That's fine. If he says people who pick this
Yeah,
hero,
that's what
right?
he said. Yeah.
That's generic.
However,
That's fine.
it's not naming individuals, but it's naming a segment of a group, and that's
It's
still an
it's
identifying
not-
label.
It's not just a segment of a group. It's a segment of a group that's very easily identified.
I don't do. I give him a pass on that. If he said like this other guy, this other pro or whatever, right? He should be lynched, right? That's crossing a line.
And
But if you're just saying people who pick this hero are gay, right? That's fine. That doesn't
I don't
mean
think he
anything.
should be. I still don't think he should be punished. But
and
I don't think he should be punished for what he did. But if he named one person and called them gay or should be lynched or whatever, then he should be punished.
okay,
That's
but
where that's where I draw the line.
you guys also are drawing in comparisons to pro sports, and I'm pretty sure that has to do with contracts and money, why they're not just immediately like thrown out.
But to the point, I'll tell you, the power dynamic is different in real sports. The power dynamic is not always with the organization. It's the players have more power there. Whereas esports are just purely the player. It's just sponsors, and the sponsors don't want to be backing toxic players.
not that the people in sports who do fucked up stuff, because they've done far worse things than go on Twitter.
Yeah, but what I'm
I
saying
can
is,
think
I'm
of a few
pretty,
instances are deserve to play. Don't misconstrue.
no, it's yeah.
But yeah, let's step away from that. I mean, obviously it's Riot's game. They control the events. They can do whatever they want, obviously. But I mean, as Gumby said, I think what you said earlier was probably the best point. And you're not going to fix toxicity by banning a couple of players. The problem runs much deeper than banning a few players. Everyone's toxic at certain times, and you just have to create environments where the least amount of toxicity happens, and that's the only way to really
Give people control of what information they receive from other people. That's all you can do.
yeah, let people block each other. And remember, we pulled the anti-bullying video. You know that applies for any game.
It's I like this full circle stuff.
All right, everything goes right back there. All right.
No, it's not quite the same with a pro player. 'Cause
It's close enough for a circle.
No, he's
It's
your
a jaggy
ambassador.
circle.
No, he's your ambassador. If he's in a live stage, right? If he's someone who's toxic, right? If he's in a live tournament and he's like being interviewed by like the one of the people live, like a caster, like, oh, you lost the last game, but like it was a close fight. What do you think happened? And he's like, oh, the faggots, they picked this hero, right? you can't have that. You can't have him say that.
No,
You know.
No, you're right. You
Bad
can't do that.
representation.
You know. So he's gotta be. You know, you want someone like on a leash. You know, a little bit.
This is true.
You don't want a wild loose cannon. You know, on a live stage.
Yeah, that's true. You gotta control them a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know this kid. I don't really follow the esports of League, but just judging on a single instance.
All right. Well, also one last, I want one last thing. I've been playing a little Shadowverse. Obviously, there's a new expansion coming out for it. Not too much is known. We just know there's a new expansion, so I'm kind of hyped for that. Should be released by the end of December, apparently.
Yeah, still a lot of things about it too, but also said a lot of nothing.
Yeah.
They were asked a lot of questions like, are they going to be doing a what do you call it? Block system, kind of like in Magic.
Mhm.
And Hearthstone, I guess, does that too.
I don't think Hearthstone doesn't have blocks.
Cannot comment.
All right. So again, nothing is really available. We know there'll be an expansion, and the game has been rocking on Steam. You know, back to full circle again. Example of a mobile game. The game was designed for mobile that came on PC, but obviously it's a card game, so it gets a bit of a pass there too. But here's what I'm actually excited for. Blizzard actually released a new documentary, if you guys didn't know, called yeah, it's called A New Hero: The Rise of College Esports, and it centers around one team progressing through the ladder and competing in Heroes of the Dorm, and it follows the story of the players. I know I personally watched the Valve free-to-play documentary, and I loved it. I saw Road to Worlds from Riot Games. That was really good. So I actually like watching the esports documentaries. So I've yet to see this. I'll probably watch it with my brother when I get there. But it's I don't know. Are you guys is anybody else going to watch it in here?
I'll take a look.
No.
At it.
Yeah, well,
A quick note from Matt. Shu?
I'll take a look
All right.
when I have time, which is
Of course.
never.
Of course. Life is hectic.
Life is. It's hectic when you're playing an MMO. Like your entire life just gets ruined, pretty much.
Yeah. Heroes of the Storm is just
editorial.
the collegiate tournament for Heroes of the Storm. That is the name of the tournament. There's a video if anyone's curious. I'm not. I don't even play HOTS that much, but I'm just I don't play HOTS too much, but the fact that it's a documentary on something I'm generally pretty interested in will make me like it because I love the Dota one as well. I love the League one. So and Blizzard made this, so it could be good.
If it's good, we should play HOTS again more.
All right, well, maybe this might get me hot. This might get me hyped for HOTS again. We do have some of the
I got an
new
idea.
heroes.
I got an idea.
play
Ready?
HOTS again.
MOBA roulette. Okay, so we do live. We put all the MOBAs we have: Heroes Evolved, League, Dota,
Everything.
Heroes of the Storm, Smite,
Golden
into,
Rush.
like, little Golden Rush, sure. And then we spin the wheel, baby.
Spin the wheel, roulette. Let fate
You want to
decide.
call it the wheel of the worst?
Wheel the worst. No MOBA roulette.
Keep me out of that one.
Oh my god.
So I said
Not
I
a
played.
team player here.
Come on,
How about
Gumby.
this? We'll take out League and Dota, right? And just leave the Duke
Leave
ones.
the
Those
Dukers
run
in
even
there.
for-
Leave the
Yeah,
Dukers. No,
well,
Smite's
wait,
a good
wait,
one too,
wait,
actually.
I'll play Duke
Well,
MOBAs, sure.
I love Duke
Yeah.
MOBAs. Golden Rush, top tier game along with War Mode. Those are my top three. War Mode, Heroes Evolved, Golden Rush. The 3 games of the year for me. All right. War Mode didn't even come out this year, but it's so good it wins game of the year anyway. Right? It gets past the criteria. All right, but we have peeps that do need to dip soon, so this might be a good
Gotta
time.
go cook. Gotta go cook.
This might be a good time to call the actual podcast itself.
We didn't make it very far through our interesting shit this week.
It's all right. We talked. That's all that matters. That's just there as a guideline. All right. Guidelines don't have to be used. All right. But yeah, any final thoughts?
Trump won the election.
He did. There might be some
That's all.
post game discussion, but yeah, the man did it.
My final point is always get your daily dose of fruits and veggies.
Thank you, Gumby. Thank you.
Wow.
Shoe?
Uh.
If the shoe fits.
Drink tea. Drink tea.
All right.
Wow.
That's good
Good
too.
too.
I like that one. I should have added that.
All right. Never go full baka.
I like that one. That's a good one.
Oh, Gumby, you hung up on me on Skype. So what a great time to
I
end it
did
anyway.
say that a while ago.
No, well, it's all right. But yeah, never go full baka, and we'll see you in the post game. Later, guys.
See ya.
Peace.
All right.